What's up, YouTube? Mr. LMSC here, and welcome back to another Project Diablo 2 guide video, character video. Today we're going to be talking about the Necromancer. So we're going to look into some of the differences from vanilla Necro to the Project Diablo 2 Necro, and just talk about some of the skills, some of the builds, some of the things that we have seen along the way. So with that being said, let's dive on in. So, the first thing you'll notice is you got this little dude up here, right? Some changes to the curse tree, some different lines drawn here. Decrepify moved over there, right? Some changes there. Some minor changes here to the bone tree, right? Corpse explosion shifting over, kind of this long gap in there, stuff like that. And the summon tree has also lost like the summon resist right there. So there's a couple changes here as well. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about each of these first. So the first thing to say is we'll go to curses. Curses are now a fabulous skill and a fabulous build for the game, as it is fabulous for support. I just said fabulous so many times. It is very, very strong as a support necro because utility characters have increased a lot. So one of the first things you can do is, if you read this curse mastery, you provides benefit to your curses and allows you to apply an additional curse for every 10 levels. This means I now can apply 2 curses. I now can apply 3 curses. If I get plus to skills, I now can apply still 3 curses. I thought it would go to 4 by then. Where's my extra curse? I thought you could do 4. Does it max at 3? It might cap at 3. All right, caps at 3. So you can get, oh, it's base points. That makes sense. So 3 max. I haven't played this character. I've just seen this character play with me. Dark Force gives you a 4th one. Got it. So Dark Force will give you an additional one. But regardless, because I was wondering, because somebody was like, hey, my curse necro in my group was like, what should I pick for my 4th curse? So I figured, oh, surely that's how you get it. But no, it comes from Dark Force apparently. Regardless, you can apply multiple curses to monsters. So this is very nice, right? As this gives you the ability to say, all right, I'm going to do amp damage, I'm going to do dim vision, and I'm going to do decrepify, and lower resistance, right? So you can go out, find some monsters wherever they're at. Hello. Right. And so now these monsters have 3 different curses. I think I put weaken, but very interesting capability that really improves with the idea of being able to help out a team. So you can't just decide, oh, I just want to lower res, but I'm not doing anything for the melees. You can also put amp damage for the melees. You can also put decrepify for safety to slow them down. All of that stuff, right? So there's really a lot of great stuff that comes there. Now, something that also becomes a thing is what's called Dark Pact. So this right here, let me get Dark Pact. This is kind of your bread and butter. So you'll curse, 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 and if I have any mana, and then you can use Dark Pact to consume the curses. Obviously, I'm running around with no gear in hell. You can use Dark Pact to actually consume the curses and kill those monsters. Right. So it's actually a very strong build. Yeah, and I don't have a lot in these base levels of these curses either, so that's going to drop it down. But you can see Curse Mastery is going to give 10% magic damage per level and increases the radius. Iron Maiden is going to add magic damage per level, and all curses is going to add 6% magic damage per level as well. So the more that you're shoving into all these things, where's my Iron Maiden at? There it is. The more you're doing all this, the more magic damage that you're going to be popping off on these dudes. And, yeah. And so it actually ends up being very strong, right? So here you can see I'm doing like 1678 to 2000 curse damage. Just popping them. So curse build, very strong, very good for support, but also seems to do solo decently well. And it's very fun to play. So I think a lot of people have been enjoying this build a lot. Yeah, times 3, because that's per curse, exactly. Because, yeah, it pops off 1 curse, I believe. Consumes the curses on enemy, stealing dark pack and dealing damage around for each curse devoured. So, yeah, it's that times 3. So, very good. Additionally, what we've been seeing is golem builds, actually. So one thing I talked about was summon resist is gone. They've now merged it in over here, right? So this increases life damage, velocity of raised skellies. I believe it is... I thought they merged it in. Where did they put the resistances? I thought they merged it in on like Golem Mastery. It's gone? Oh, they removed it. Interesting. Or it doesn't show. Okay. So maybe it doesn't show right now. But regardless, golems actually are pretty fun and pretty solid. And one thing you'll note here is that for every 4 levels here of base points there, you get an additional golem. So I can now be a golem necromancer, which is just so fun. Right? I can just go in and let my golems just murder everything. And golems actually do decently well. And this is without even, you know, putting more points, or you can increase the damage from blood, iron, fire right there. Right? Increase the defense of them, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, a lot of people are having fun with this. Obviously, you can also max out all your golems here and just go crazy with it. Right? You can also, of course, do something, I imagine you'd get like amp damage to help them out even more or whatever. You can mix and match your golems. So I've got 2 fire and 3 of those. I want to have, you know, 1 blood golem, whatever, right? So you can just have a ton of fun. There's also, of course, a teleport here for this character, which is very useful. It does have a small cooldown on it called Blood Warp. But great way to just get all of your summons to come together so they can all fight, you know, the same sort of targets right here. Very strong build. Very strong build. This right here, the Necro overall, I would say, is probably the strongest all-around character so far in terms of the variety of the builds that you can run. Because, of course, golems are good, but you know what else is good? Summons are also very good. So skeletons also get a splash now. So you can increase the skeletons right there. Skelly mages have pierce now and are a little bit better. I do have 20 all skills, but once again, this is, you know, I'm just acting like late game stuff. We can remove some of these if we want. Doesn't really matter. Right. And so summoners are pretty fun, pretty good time. People are having a lot of fun with them, I've seen. And once again, those skellies do have a splash on them as well, which does help them also. So, like I say, I will put the character files down below in the description for all you guys. Yeah, and there's plus velocity as well, so they actually move faster, which is nice right there, right? You can see Magi velocity. It's very nice. Desecrate is also good for bodies. This is true. So they've brought over Desecrate, where you can create bodies on the ground. So then you can just get your summons from said bodies right there, right? And then, so that goes through Curses, Golem, and Summon Necro. You can also run Poison. Poison Necro is now level 1. Corpse Explosion kind of is nerfed. I don't really see a lot of people using that very much. I haven't seen a lot of Poison Necros, I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure the strength of a Poison Necro currently. Doesn't feel like it's as good. Corpse Explosion, definitely not worth it right now. Doesn't feel like it's as good. I also haven't seen a lot of Bone Necros. I know Bone Spirit now moves faster than before. So that was one thing, right? You can see the speed on that is increased. But I still just haven't really seen a lot of people using... and this, I believe, you can get an extra Bone Spear. Yeah, so you can get 2 Bone Spears here. But I still haven't seen a lot of Bone Mancers. It feels like Bone is weak. It feels like Poison's kind of weak. Some people are testing some like Poison Dagger stuff right now. White got nerfed, the rune word. So it really feels like Golem, Summons, and Curse are like this really strong builds. But with that being said, I'd love for you guys to go and experiment, play around. Let me know what's feeling good for you, what's feeling weak, and how much fun you guys are having with Necro or not. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace, YouTube.